This guy has never made any games before. He launched his very first mobile game and earned 11 grand just in 1 month. So I was on YouTube last week and came across this developer's video about launching his very first mobile game. And I was amazed by his tiny indie success story. So I reached out to him, and here's what I found out. Lewis Brown had never made a game before. He played Diablo growing up and thought he wanted to make a game as well, and he did. He made this game called Bricks Breaker RPG. First months after launch, over 11 grand. Again, zero experience in game dev whatsoever. So July 27th rolls around and Lewis decides this is the day. No elaborate marketing plan, no big pre-launch hype campaign, no coordinated social media blitz. He just picked a date and hit publish on Google Play Store. First day, 500 downloads. Not bad. And here's the interesting part. Most of those downloads came from a single Reddit post. He didn't even do some huge promotional thing. He just posted a promo video on his game, wrote a little description about what it was, and asked for some basic feedback. And people responded, they jumped on the game, they played it, and the reviews were actually very good right from the start. People genuinely liked what he made. Then, for a few days, things calmed down a bit. Downloads started dropping after initial spike, which is pretty normal, but then August 2nd hits, and something weird happened. Downloads just exploded. To this day, Lewis has no idea what triggered it. He didn't run any ads, didn't post anything special, it was just pure organic growth doing its thing. By the end of the first month, the numbers were pretty good, almost 2,700 from ads. And remember, these aren't enforced ads that interrupt gameplay every 30 seconds. These are optional ads where players choose to watch them for extra rewards. But here is what really surprised Lewis, the in-app purchases. Nearly 10 grand in that first month. He went into this thinking ads would be the main revenue source, like most mobile games. Turns out he was completely wrong. People actually wanted to support his game by buying things in it because they enjoyed it that much. So after watching his video about that first month, I had to reach out to him. I wanted to know what happened after that initial wave. When Lewis replied, he said that the game definitely slowed down from the initial spike. And it totally makes sense. You can't expect exponential growth forever based on organics. Looking at the Google Play Store, it shows 10k plus installs, but Google Play's download bracket jumped from 1k to 5k to 10k to 50k and so on. So the actual number is probably somewhere between 10 and 50k downloads. Lewis told me he stopped trying to push the game with advertising because frankly it wasn't just working for him. So he made a decision to go back to basics, focus on making new content, updating the game, listening to players' feedback and just posting organically on Reddit, here and there, when he has something cool to share. And here's the thing that's really got me. He said it still makes me a living. His first game ever, no prior experience, no fancy degree in game development. And it makes him enough money that he can work on it. The game is sitting at 4.9 stars right now with over 1,000 reviews. That's an incredibly high rating, especially for a mobile game. And it's all organic growth, real people who actually played it and genuinely enjoyed it enough to leave positive review. And it's not just players who noticed. The gaming publications like Pocket Gamer and Droid Gamers wrote articles about it. They praised how Lewis took the classic Brick Breaker formula and mixed it with actual Diablo-style progression systems. That's press coverage he didn't pay for, it just happened because he made something good enough that journalists wanted to write about it. Okay, so here's where I need you guys to help out. So this is a perfect case for someone so new to indie game development actually making it work. Lewis had zero experience, zero connections, and he still built something that people love and that supports him financially. These are exactly the kind of cases we should be supporting as a community. So here is what I'm asking. Go download Bricks Breaker RPG right now. I actually downloaded it myself, played it and left a review because I genuinely think it's worth supporting solo devs like this. If you get a phone, doesn't matter if it's Android or iOS, pause this video, go to your app store, search for Bricks Breaker RPG and download it. It's completely free. Give it a try, play it for a bit, and if you like it, leave a review like I did. By the way, I have download links under the description of this video. And here's the thing, every download, every review, every bit of organic engagement helps with the algorithm. It tells Google and Play Store, hey, people actually like this game, maybe we should show it more to people. That's how we can genuinely help Lewis. Alright, back to the story, because the advertising part is where it gets really interesting. Lewis tried everything to market his game: Reddit ads, TikTok ads, YouTube ads, Google ads, Apple ads. And what happened? High costs and bad traffic. So Lewis did the math. He was spending money, he mentioned around £250 in his video, and getting basically nothing in returns. So he made a bold decision. He just stopped. Completely stopped all paid campaigns. Now he posts occasionally on Reddit, maybe sharing an update about new content, maybe just engaging with the community, nothing aggressive or spammy. And he gets 100 to 150 real players per day. Sometimes less is more. So let's actually talk about what Bricks Breaker RPG is, because I think understanding what he built helps explain why it succeeded. At its core, it's exactly what it sounds like. You break bricks. It's based on the classic Brick Breaker formula that's been around since the arcade days. Line up your shots, bounce balls around the screen, clear blocks. Simple, satisfying, easy to understand. But here's where Lewis got clever. He added RPG mechanics inspired by Diablo. The game, by the way, runs completely offline, no internet connection required. So this is what tiny indie success looks like in real life. It's not dramatic, it's not going to make headlines, but it's real, it's sustainable, and it's achievable. And honestly, I think these are the stories we need to hear more of. Not just the huge viral hits of the games that make millions, but the indie developers who are making enough to live on, doing work they care about, building communities of people who genuinely appreciate what they've created. This is exactly the kind of case we should be supporting. Someone brand new to indie game dev who put in the work and made something people actually enjoy. It's worth supporting these cases because it shows other aspiring developers that this is possible, that you don't need years of experience or a huge budget to succeed. By the way, if you want to support what I'm doing here, I've got a Patreon now where I share more cool stuff about game dev, games I'm playing that I think are genuinely great and worth your time, and longer, more in-depth videos that don't make it to YouTube. If that sounds interesting to you, check out the link in the description. So if you haven't already, and I really hope you paused this video earlier and did this, go check out Bricks Breaker RPG right now. It's both on iOS and Android. Download it, play it for a bit, and leave a review. And if you enjoy this kind of story about indie game devs actually making it work in the real world, let me know in the comments what would you like to see next. I want to keep finding these stories and sharing them with you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.